So hello everybody and welcome to Magic Month of April. I hope that I can't see anybody live. Okay. I was worried the technology wasn't working. Hi everybody and welcome to Magic Month of April. I'd be really grateful to those of you listening live if you can let me know that you can hear and see and that the technology is working. And missed you too. Thank you so much for coming to Magic Month. And if you don't know Magic Month, it is an energy forecast. So it gives you an overview of what is happening astrologically and energetically so that you can use the information for the best times to manifest, the best times to heal, so you can understand the processes that are happening in nature and through your nature. And if you listened last month was epic. We had such an astrological firework display, and in many ways April is a landing after the incredible energies of March, and it's pretty big as well, but in a very different way. And so I'm excited to share the forecast with you all. And as you know, I love my webinars to be co-creative, so please do use the chat box to say hello, to share your own insights, to co-create this webinar with me. Let's begin by closing our eyes and just taking some big breaths, really enjoying the feeling of the in-breath and the feeling of the out-breath. Using this intention to enjoy your breath to help you become more aware of your body. And as you become more aware of your body, breathing, just notice if any parts of it need to soften, if any parts of it need to wiggle. Just paying some attention to your body. We can go through our days not paying much attention to our bodies, and so I invite you just to have this moment, this now, with your body. And as you sink in to your body, into whatever your body needs right now, whether it is a stretch or a wiggle or a mini party in your chair, as you sink into your body, experience your body as a hug for your spirit, a hug for your life force. Take this moment to acknowledge that your body is always holding you, always embracing you. And send some love and gratitude back to your body for that constant hug and embrace, and for all the beautiful patience that your body has. Now feeling a column of source light coming down into this time and this space, instantly raising your vibration. And feel the frequencies of love and compassion that exist within this column of source light. And imagine these frequencies vibrating into your aura, filling your aura with love and with compassion. And as your aura fills with love and compassion, you feel these frequencies coming into your body. And as your body is affected by the shift within your aura, notice if there's subtle changes in your posture, in the sense of your body. As your body fills with love and with compassion. And into your heart. These frequencies of love and compassion from the light of Source flow as your body affects your heart. Notice that your heart is opening and expanding. And filling up. And as your heart fills with love, notice that your sense of self your awareness of who you are is being flooded with compassion, with love. Maybe there's a part of yourself that needs some compassion today. And let those frequencies, those light sound vibrations flow in. That part of you. And notice how you're feeling. It's from this place of being fuller with love, fuller with compassion. You set your intention for Magic Month. What do you want to receive from this webinar? And as you set your intention, Let it vibrate back through your heart and your body and your aura, back into that column of source light. So that the universe can feel what you want from this webinar this evening. And sigh into the knowing that the universe has heard you and that you are exactly where you are meant to be for your soul's evolution at this moment in time. And breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And you're already opening your eyes and coming into the room. And I would love to hear from those of you that are listening live if you want to share your intention. I love that new heart opening exercise. It was one of the things that the guides channeled in Japan, and I really, really, really like it. It makes me feel very, very heartful and very careful, full of care. And that is what we need in these crazy times that we are all sharing and going through. And so April is set to be a continuation of the crazy time. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. So what happened in March was these huge, very significant astrological shifts that are really helping us on a deep level get into a new direction and new life paths and new ways of being. And when I tuned into April and the astrology in April, everything about it is just like, now embody that shift, you know. Like, I think many of us, me included, connected to potential of what could be and felt huge energy body shifts and experienced breakthroughs. And what April is about really bringing those shifts into your third dimensional self, into your 3D self, into the definition of who you are. And I always say that the first things that happen in the month tend to kind of be the like signal for what the month is all about. And the first thing that is going to happen is astrologically is on April 3rd. Well, actually, no, let's start with April 1st. April 1st is April Fool's Day. And a while ago, my guides channeled a lovely thing about the fool archetype and about pyrite. They were talking about the crystal pyrite, which is known as fool's gold, and they were like, the irony is the fool's gold is the real gold, because the gold, that the fool aspect of it is the joy, you know, is the effortlessness, is that having fun and being sparkly and beautiful and as good as gold. And I feel like it's important to say that in terms of embodiment, we can only embody if we are enjoying. This was another bit of guidance that came through when I was in Japan last month. It's that we can only embody if we're enjoying. Joy is the feeling of your body receiving what is happening. And so April, because it begins with April's Fools, feels like, okay, how to enjoy these changes and how to enjoy what we need to do for these changes to happen so that they are happening on a 3D level, on an embodiment level. And really looking at the places in our life where we're not in joy. And that's what I feel this April. Obviously, April Fools is every April. But I just felt called to share about it because this April is very, very much about healing. And I feel that it's about healing those ways in which we're not in joy, ways in which we're not engaging through our bodies, we're not receiving through our bodies, and using that knowledge to direct our healing and using that knowledge to align ourselves. And then on April 3rd, the first astrological transit is Mercury enters Taurus. And Taurus is like the sign of this April. Like everything is so related to Taurus this month. And it's really important that you understand Taurus. I'm a Taurus, and so I am probably a good person to explain what that Taurus essence is about. But Taurus is in many ways one of the simplest of signs, in the sense that, you know, a lot of the astrology can be quite complex. It's like there's a lot of signs that are about being big and going deep and dying and rebirthing and conceptualizing and all of those things. And yet Taurus is like, yeah, but you can also find happiness lying in a hammock. Yeah, but are you eating? Yeah, but are you here now? Are you grounded? Are you stubborn with this new concept to the point that like you're actually living it in your everyday? And a Taurus, the Taurus kind of principles are like, but are your needs, your actual basic needs, not just being met? Are they being done with pleasure? Like sometimes our spirituality can go so far away from us into ascension and enlightenment and up to the star beings and across other dimensions, and our dreams can be really, really far away. And Taurus as an energy and as a archetypal aspect is like, but are you eating well? You know, like, are you loving the earth by giving thanks for your food? Are you enjoying and resting truly? Or are you just pretending to rest? And are you just pretending to be healthy? It's like Taurus is like, no, you've got to actually do it with all of yourself and give time to this and nurture what is here and now. And within that is so much so much pleasure and so much abundance and so much awakening of that joy energy that I'm talking about when the body engages and when the body receives. And Mercury is the planet of communication and journeying and travel, and in many ways one of the planets that moves forward. And so Mercury moving out of Aries and into Taurus, being at the very beginning of the month, it feels like, okay, how are you communicating with you? With you as you are right now? How can you love and respect yourself and live your sacredness right now? And it's through communicating with your body. It's through communicating with those more primal needs, and doing it in a very Taurian way, which is very extravagant and luxurious, and luxuriating within. Also, Mercury moving into Taurus means that there's more of an invitation for stillness. It feels like, so another bit of guidance that came through Japan was that we have two brains. This is really well known. You know, we actually have more nerves in our digestive system, in our intestines, than we do in our brain, which means that technically we have more intelligence in our digestive system than we do in our brains. And what the guides were saying is that, you know, when all of these light codes and activations and energies are coming into your energy body and your third eye, the next stage of that is they have to then come down through into your lower brain, into that brain of the body that is the digestive tract. And if they don't, then it's like they just wash through you. It's like you have these moments of clarity and these moments of inspiration, and then it's like washed out of you. And how they come in is in exactly the same way that we digest. We have to slow down. We have to stop eating in order to digest. We have to rest. And so the beginning of the month is very much saying, you need stillness, you need to listen, you need to stop being all Aries, which is where Mercury has been, about your dreams and your goals, and put you first and your needs now. And that's where the power is. That's where the healing can happen. And then straight after that, on the 5th of April, we have the Sun conjunct with Chiron. And Chiron is really important astrologically. Chiron is the wounded healer. Very much, from my point of view, Chiron represents our humanity, you know. Chiron is the healer that still needs to be healed and never stops needing to be healed. And that is what humans are on this earth, certainly at this moment in time. And so Chiron's really, really important for us and our own humanity, and for our own wounds. And the Sun is about truth, and it feels like the Sun and Chiron's energies merging and being conjunct. That feels like a really powerful time for insight, for clarity, for understanding how much our mistakes make us, for coming into ownership, for finding forgiveness, for going into a new level of truth and out of story. So this time, kind of early April time, is really, really, really about getting clarity on what we have been healing, and embodying what we have been receiving, all of the codes and activations of last month for. It's like the rainbow grandmothers like to say, medicine is not medicine unless it's digested. And it's like everything that last month, and in many ways the last few years, has been brewing for us, it's now got to be digested. And that's going to mean the birth of new and really beautiful sacred paths. And then the next day, on April 6th, we have the Libra full moon. And Libra is all about balance. And so, you know, it's another powerful moon to be doing healing work, inner work, but also balancing. Like the whole of the start of April is like, find your balance, find your center, see the things that are out of balance. Your happiness, your joy happens in your balance. That's what the Taurian aspect of all of us understands. It's like, yeah, work hard, but then rest as hard. And so this moon is a really powerful moon for letting go of what's out of balance. It's a really, really powerful time to be in ceremony. It's a really, really powerful time to be receiving healing for your body. The Taurus theme at the start of the month means that, like, massages, body work, ceremonial work, all of this is really powerful to do on this moon. And also balance, and the theme of balance, it brings up how you are in relationship. It brings up how you relate to others and stuff like that. So you can expect that what needs to get healed will start to come up under this full moon. As I'm talking to you, I'm seeing that it's a really, really powerful moon to be doing stream consciousness writing and just tuning into yourself and tuning into your life and purging, and in quite a gentle way. The energy of April does feel not the kind of healing that's like go and physically purge and vomit, more the kind of healing that's like, have some gentle Reiki and be nice to yourself and let yourself integrate what has already started to heal on a deep level, but now it's time to bring it into the body. And I actually feel like my own personal journey, March was so huge, and as I'm getting closer to April, I'm feeling all of the things that didn't get quite sorted out in March, the kind of personality niggles starting to come up, and it feels like this first week of April is just gonna bring all of that stuff up to the surface, not in a really harsh way, but in a like awareness way. Like, look at this, look at where this is out of balance, meet this, sit with this, digest this hasn't been digested yet. So it's a very, very gentle but insightful and definitely healing vibe full moon. And then on the 8th, the day after, Mercury, and it's interesting because even the astrology is quite like heartbeaty. It's like dum dum, like every 2 days in April, like just go with the heartbeat, boom 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 boom. So on April 8th, Mercury enters its pre-retrograde time, and so the pre-retrograde shadow. So we at the moment have no planets in retrograde, which is fairly rare. It seems to happen, it doesn't even happen every year, or it only is ever for a little part of the year. And yeah, it definitely happens, you know, just over every year or so, basically, but not for very often throughout the year. And so when there's no planets retrograde, there's a lot of forward movement, and there's a lot of like clarity of vision, and it's actually a really good time for flow and things getting in order and getting in the flow and finding your direction. And so it's quite an actiony time. And then the retrograde season begins, and the retrograde is more like pull back, go in, don't be so outward in all of your dreaming and your actioning, come inwards. And the first one is Mercury. And so this is that invitation to start using your outer voice a little bit less and your inner voice a little bit more. This Mercury retrograde feels like it's about having more quiet time, about having that balance of go, go, go into quiet, 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 having more listening time, and also connecting more to your inner voice. So your inner voice is actually your vibrational voice. Your inner voice has far more influence on your vibration than your outer voice does. And so this is the beginning of you cultivating a clearer inner voice, and therefore a clearer vibration. And so I invite you on this day, if it calls you, just to have some stillness, have some quiet time, have that digestion time that the stars are calling for, and that we absolutely have to do after all of the astrology in March. It's like, if we don't digest it, then it wasn't worth it, basically. You know, it's not gonna, we're not gonna get the nutrients and the vitamins from all of the ceremony and energy work and things that we did last month. And so this is really, really time to digest and to listen. And then on April 11th, the Sun is conjunct with Jupiter in Aries. And so I feel like if you do have this quiet time, if you do listen to the sky and allow yourself actually to digest, and allow yourself to rest, and allow yourself to be quiet and create more balance, then April 11th is kind of like, and there's the vision you've been waiting for, and there's the new direction that you felt stirring, and you've kind of understood, but you haven't understood actually how to do it on a 3D level. April 11th has this, when I tune into it, it's like the light coming on inside of us, of like, light bulb moment, I know what I need to do. Like I said, the Sun is truth, Jupiter is expansion and abundance and path, and Jupiter in Aries is like new beginning and forward action and warrior energy and courage. And so this is a wonderful combination, you know. It's like, okay, the sun has risen now, the sun of change inside you has risen now, and you can actually see where you're going, and you've actually got that vision. But it does feel like that's only the case if you do actually if you do actually listen, and you do actually have the digestion time that the sky is advising. And I'm saying this as much to myself as to all of you. I feel like rest time and spaciousness is becoming more and more important, because the light and the upgrades are becoming more and more epic and intense on this ascension journey that we're all going through. And this is an absolutely amazing time to manifest, to set intentions, to connect to the universe, to do what we did in the opening meditation of like actually letting the universe know what it is you want. And so in a way, it's like use the beginning of April to get clear on what you actually want. What's true for you now. I feel like this is one of the most powerful statements that we can invoke within ourselves, is what is true for me now. I know that many people are having a really intense time, me included, and it's like we're having amazing times and amazing ceremonial experiences and amazing meditation experiences, and then our 3D lives can feel so tight and so not what we've just experienced in our ceremonial lives. And I feel like our egos that are terrified of change don't want to let go of what we have known and who we used to be and our old identities, and those old identities are like rearing their heads and really acting like naughty teenagers. And it's because we're not being defined enough in what do I want now, you know, what's true for me now. And I invite you just to feel the kind of great magnetic grounding force of that question. What's true for me now? Because the body and the physical manifestation, which in many ways is the orbit of the body, that takes time to catch up with the energy shifts and the things that are going on. And so it's like a magnetic alignment to say what's true for me now. And it does make it easier to let go of the things that used to be true for you that aren't anymore. And also on April 11th, Venus enters Gemini. And Venus is love and life force energy and sensuality. Venus and Taurus are really good allies for each other. They really work well together, and this month it's all about Taurus, really, and those Taurus energies. That's why Taurus begins this month. And so in Gemini, you know, Gemini is quite fiery, masculine, but it's also about thinking. So Gemini is also about like not being dogmatic, not doing things the way you've always done them, being open to new things and fresh ideas and new concept. And it's also about honoring our human side. So being spiritual but honoring our human side, it's that theme of balance again. And the fiery, more masculine energy is also bringing balance to the Venus energy. And so again, the stars are saying, find your balance between your yin and your yang, find your balance between your physical reality and your spiritual reality. Be rather than just dream. Have action but rest, you know. Again, it's like all of the messages from early April are all mixed in with Venus entering Aries, and so Venus entering Gemini. And so it's like, for this Sun Jupiter light on thing, you need to be in the balance. You need to be like in the balance in both ways. You know, some of us are amazingly good at doing a really good morning practice and doing our yoga and having cacao and doing all of this, the more feminine ways of being, but we're not so good at the action and just getting on with those 3D tasks that require our attention and energy as well. So it can be in that way as well as in the other way, but it's just, the sky is saying like balance is key, and it's key to embodiment, and it's key to digestion. And I feel like the whole of the beginning of April is this invitation repeated over and over and over and over and over again, because then we have on the 19th, 20th, a really important eclipse, because it is a total new moon solar eclipse in Aries. And so if you're a regular to Magic Month, which I can see many of you are, I know you. If you're a regular to Magic Month, then you will know how I feel about eclipse windows. And eclipse windows, if you aren't a regular, they are just the most amazing time for transformation work, for shadow work. There is always a minimum of 2 eclipses, and so the eclipse window is the time between the 2 eclipses. And that's whenever I do inner work in an eclipse window, it has shown up by the next eclipse window. It blows my mind every time. You know, I was thinking about the last eclipse window where we did letting go to receive, and how much that 5-day journey that we did in the last eclipse window has shown up in the map of my life, how much letting go I have done over this, essentially it's about 6 months, how much it has shown up, that how much letting go I've done, and how much in March I've started to receive on a whole new level, and how much back then the guides were talking about love, and how much love I am now feeling when I'm doing manifestation, when I'm doing meditation. And this happens every time. It's like whatever you do in an eclipse window, it just bull rolls you into the next eclipse window, and it shows up in ways that you cannot even imagine. Like, eclipse windows are the most sacred and most important time for doing shadow work. Shadow work is working with your deep subconscious. Eclipses are shadow. Like the sky is spelling it out for you. It's like open on for shadow time and then off for shadow time. Like, they're amazing. And so this eclipse window starts 19th or 20th, depending on where you are in the world, and ends on the 5th of May. So it's over Beltane. And, you know, this eclipse window is about life force energy, is about getting yourself feeling more alive, coming into that joy, because Beltane's in the middle of it. And Beltane is all about having divine connection and dancing and celebrating and fancying your life, you know, making love to your life. And so this eclipse window feels like a really, really, really potent and powerful time to embody a life that you love more. And this eclipse, you know, when it's a total eclipse, it means it's super powerful, because it's not just work on your shadow a little bit. It's like, absolutely, there is an opportunity to completely reset, because it is a total eclipse. And we start with the new moon, so it's an eclipse window that's about beginnings, but it's also in Aries. And so this means that the eclipse cycle of the last 18 months is coming to completion, and a new eclipse cycle is beginning. And Aries is about new beginnings. So this is like, you know, March had loads of new beginnings in it astrologically, but like I said, I feel like April is about embodying those new beginnings. It's like, okay, the new cycle starts now. And, you know, these eclipse energies, they will have started to show up. Like, what needs to be worked on, what needs to be shifted, what needs to be healed is going to be starting to come into your awareness in those imbalances, in those places that are out of joint. It's like what you need to work on is starting to come clear. And, you know, this eclipse window is going to be the beginning of what's going to unfold in the next Aries eclipse season, in this new cycle. And so it's a really, really powerful time to embody change, to begin again, and to embody those changes that you're starting to long for and dream of, and shift your truth out of what you used to want and into what you want now. And the reason you'll be feeling it now is because it's a total eclipse. So normally you don't feel it so soon, but because it's a total eclipse, a total solar eclipse, you're going to be, feeling it. You're going to be starting to notice what changes need to happen, what changes need to happen. And the best changes you can do, the best transformational work you can do, in my opinion, is shadow work. Eclipses are for the deep subconscious. And I feel like it's about the deep subconscious within our body. You know, it's about the old habits, the old patterns, the things that our body still carries, even though we don't want them, even though they're not who we are anymore. I had a big download about this eclipse window in March, a really, really clear download that I'll speak to you about at the end of this. But I was really, really shown what starlight's offering for the eclipse window is going to be, and I'm going to share it with you because hopefully it will give you insight into what it's about. And it's about the body, and it's about those Taurus themes. And you know how I said that like Beltane is in the eclipse window, and so that's relevant. What happens astrologically in an eclipse window affects what the best, most what it affects where your shadow work is going to go. So it leads your shadow work, and what happens on the same day as an eclipse also also sets the tone and sets the scene. And on the 20th, Taurus season begins. The sun moves into Taurus, and so we also have this, you know, it's Taurus time. It's time for all of those things that are the small pleasures in life, that are living it, that are being a frequency keeper, you know, being high vibrational because you're aligned, because the greatest thing you can do right now is relax in your hammock or read your book or have a beautiful, beautiful meal that's full of gratitude and full of joy and full of the sacred full energy. And organize your drawers, your finances, tend to your immediate needs, tend to your home. And like, even as I'm saying this stuff, I can feel the weight of it. It's like, that is how you ground in. That's what's being shown to me. Is it's like, you need to do your 3D tending with as much reverence and love and care as you do your 5D tending. And that's how you embody it. That's how you bring all of this amazing, cosmic, magical, awakened stuff in through your body. And also, on the same day, the sun is square with Pluto, and it's the first time that the sun is square with Pluto after Pluto moved into Aquarius, which was the biggest event that happened in March. So again, the sky is saying, and now this crazy astrology that is so out there and on such deep cosmic DNA levels is now happening in you on a cellular being level, on a personality level, on a 3D level. And the sun in Taurus and Pluto in Aquarius, this it's about that truth of Pluto in Aquarius becoming ignited as our truth. And Pluto is spending 20 years in Aquarius. You know, it's important that we align with this truth. And there's two versions. And one of the things that I was really working with is that there's two versions of Pluto in Aquarius. One version is community power. So Pluto has been in Capricorn, which is all about top-down power. Inside you, that's your head coming before your holistic self. And we know what that looks like on the collective consciousness level, top-down power. Pluto in Aquarius is about community power. It's about the power of being in hive, of being in circle, of being together. It's so, so beautiful. But there's also another side of it that's like the AI, you know, technology having all of the power, and like an AI reality where like robots take over and take away our humanity. And that side of it will manifest if we don't do the shadow work on what can manifest that side of it, which is our own separation consciousness, our own ability to not, our inability to not be in community, to not be in circle, and to not be holistic. And if we don't clear that separation out of our cellular being, out of ourselves, then we will manifest a reality where we give our power away to technology and just manifest more separation in the Pluto Aquarius version of separation as opposed to the Capricorn. And so really, really, really what we have to do is focus on love and radically heal the ways in which we are separated in ourselves. That is most manifest in how we look after our bodies. You know, the greatest way that we experience separation on an individual level is not being in our body, not listening to our body, not communing with our body, pushing against our body, overriding our body. You know, all of that is AI mind actioning our body essentially. And so if we want the golden age version of Pluto in Aquarius, which is power in community, then the community begins with us being in community with ourselves. And I just feel like the sky is literally, you know, all of this is happening on the first day of the eclipse window. It's like the sky is saying, Taurus is the medicine. And if you use that medicine, this eclipse window, then Pluto in Aquarius, in its greatest form, which is communing, will happen within you and will happen through you and your vibration in the world. And so it's really crucial, this eclipse window. It's feeling really, 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 really important. And then straight after that, so the very next day, Mercury is retrograde in Taurus. So that early sign of Mercury going into its pre-retrograde period, it's now like, now you will listen, now you will communicate, now you will be with your inner voice, be with the voice of your body, journey inwards, go with your intuition, listen. And it's saying go in, and it's retrograding in Taurus. So go into the relationship with your body. And the reason I'm so excited about this is because literally the download that I had about the eclipse window was all about the body. And I didn't know anything about how relevant Taurus was going to be this month. I just got the download about like these other themes that the guides want to work with this eclipse window. And then still in the eclipse window on the 24th of April at the end of the month, the sun is conjunct with the North Node. And this is the last time that the sun will align with the North Node in Taurus for 18 years. And so the North Node at the moment is in Taurus, and the North Node is about our highest destiny. It's about where we're going. It's about where we're heading. It's, you know, it's about the potential of the direction that our higher self, that our highest consciousness can get to. And so literally the sky is saying like, it's in Taurus. It's in the themes of Taurus. If you do the eclipse window work, it's in the themes of Taurus, like the greatest version, which is definition and knowing what you want and receiving and abundance and enjoying and embodying. And the North Node has been in Taurus for about a year and a half, and so has been bringing up themes around abundance, themes around self-worth, themes around how you stand up for yourself and your worth, and all of those themes are coming to a head, because where the struggles are, where you're not embodying your worth, it's where you're not embodying your spirituality, it's where you're not embodying and doing the thoughts, words and actions in community of your North Node self. And because we're at the end of it, it's like, this is the climax, this is it, this is time, And many of us, I'm saying us because I have too, the last year and a half has not been easy, Stuff has come up time and time again to show you where you're not in your worth, to show you where you're not walking your talk, and now it's like, if you do the work, it feels like, if you do the work, it's like drop in, finally it can drop in, like it's happening in the eclipse window, it's happening in the month, that's just like embodiment. It's like drop in now, the North Node can embody this eclipse window. And so it's an ending and a beginning, and then the new cycle flows. So when I tune in, it's like sometimes eclipse windows feel really stormy, and this one doesn't. It maybe will be stormy if you're not in balance. If you're tired, you're going to be really feeling it. If you're not listening, you're going to be really feeling it. If you're not eating properly, you're going to be really feeling it. If you're in the balance, then it just feels like a becoming, a bit like the bud in March that broke is then like, ooh, I can blossom now, like, ooh, here we go. And so it has a beautiful energy to it, and it has a beautiful simplicity to it. And what it really has is weight, it's like, when you connect to this month, it's like, boom, here's the month. We are here, we are now. And so I'm excited. I feel like, as a suggestion, I would, if you can, please do some kind of ceremony or healing on that amazing solar eclipse day. There's so much going on. If you can use the eclipse window to do healing specifically for the body and embodiment, then that is my recommendation. And then what it feels like is, this North Node, the beginning of April, is like, bring it into your body. And then we have Beltane, and then it's like, and now that you've embodied, all of that new life force energy and all of that new passion energy can come flowing through you into the next half of the eclipse window, so that it's really an enlivening, like that flower finally being like, woo, I'm here. And so that's what I feel will happen at the beginning of May, like still in the eclipse window, but just like overflowing. The sacred fool is finally feeling the joy of all of that hard inner work over the last year and a half that has been huge for so many of us. And so that's our April. I would love to know. And then the end of April is like nothing astrologically. So it's like, just digest again. Just digest, receive. Let your life force start flowing through the new you because you've digested. And so that's our April. It feels so very often when I do big transformational land work, the last day is like a rainy day. And it almost feels like all of the lights, camera, action of that land work energy stops, and there's just this like rainy, stay in, drink nice juices kind of thing. That's kind of what it feels like in April. It's like, have a bit of a rainy day, you know, of a month, like go inwards, do the inner work. And then after the rain stops, there's this real sense of lightness and new energy. And I feel like the end of the month, like even as I'm speaking, I can feel that freshness and newness and specialness. And so I would love to hear from you all about what you think of April. And yes, I will give you some examples for ceremonial work for embodiment. First, I'm going to pull the card of the month. Fertility. When it rains, we become more fertile. So the download that I had about what starlight is going to offer this eclipse window, and you know that, or lots of you know that starlight, for years we've done shadow work in eclipse windows. But sometimes the shadow work is kind of like, could be this, could be that. This time it was like I was in a meditation and it was just like, this is what's happening. I was like, okay. And they were like, the guys were like, the eclipse window shadow work is not working on the deep subconscious, is working on the deep subconscious of the body. So it's working on how you are in your body. And the guides were very clear. They were like, your relationship with food, your relationship with rest, your relationship with beauty, and your relationship with exercise. And they were like, that's how you embody. And I'd never really perceived it like that before. And then I realized why sometimes I have really struggled with integration and embodiment, because, you know, I'm pretty fluent at the spiritual stuff, like channeling, chanting, opening my heart, wonderful. And I'm so good at dropping the ball on eating ceremonially. You know, like I'm so good at rushing my food. Exercise is the first thing that goes. And so in terms of embodiment, what the guys were showing me is it happened through those four things. You have got to take your ceremonial work down to that level, you know, like it's got to come through how you eat and how you rest and how you exercise and how you are beautiful. And beauty is about beauty is when your life force energy comes into you. So I'm also so good at not making myself feel pretty. You know, I'm so good at putting on a baggy jumper. And this is what the guide showed me so clearly, is like so many people struggle to embody because they don't have a good relationship with those things. And so to answer your question, Elsa, we will be doing like transmission, alchemy, shadow work on why you don't have a good relationship with those things, and clearing out the shadow reasons why you don't, and receiving guidance on how to do those things ceremonially. And as we create the space in those unconscious ways of doing things, creating loads of room for frequencies and whatever is needed for embodiment. So there will be in Starlight's course that typical style of channeling. I'm sure it will be different because it's different every time, but there will be that ceremonial work. But it's looking at that stuff that, you know, we can get very into our purpose and very into our big picture and our gifts and all of those kind of things. And what I was shown is that most people, me included, compared to the like level of work we've done on things like our path, we haven't done the work on our body. We haven't done the work on our relationship with being in community with our body. We haven't looked at the reasons why we rush our food. We haven't cleared out hate from our body, those kind of things. So it's working on that level, and working on a cellular level where the cells are still retaining those old trauma identities and patterns. And of course, with that, there will be guidance on how you're meant to be eating, how you're meant to be sleeping, and all of that kind of thing. And so I am excited because I do feel like it's a missing piece. In terms of giving advice on it, I feel like I'll be able to give more advice on it after I've done the course, because you know, like this is one that I am learning as the guides are teaching, because I am not a master of it. I'm the opposite. And actually, I very much have that experience that I think so many people resonate, which is like, I'm having the best time ever in meditation and ceremony, and just not managing to hold space for it to manifest fully on the 3D level. And I believe now that it's because I'm not actually holding enough of it in my body, because I'm not doing the rest and the eating and things like that. And so, yeah, I feel like anybody that makes a commitment to really listening to their body and honoring their body in this eclipse window will have a journey with their body, and will get taken to the healers and the ceremonies and the medicines and the sources that can assist. I feel like if you set the intention, the way Spirit brought it through so strongly, it's like humanity's ready, you're ready, you know. Of course, if you are called, you're very welcome to come on the course. I think it's going to be amazing. And yeah, right now I don't have the course up because I've only just got back from Japan. So if you want to find out about the course, and I'm sure there will be like free webinars and lovely offerings, so then I recommend that you sign up to Starlight's website, and we will let you know about it. What I do have up is some really cool stuff. So if you're in Brighton, then on the 7th of April, me and Grazia, which is, you know, the new moon, the full moon time, which is like really powerful Libra time, Sun conjunct Chiron healing time. Grazia and I are doing a cacao, kirtan and fire ceremony. It's happening for Easter weekend, and you know, one of the reasons that we don't have the balance and we're not good at embodying is all of us are really programmed for self-sacrifice because of that Piscean Easter thing. And so I feel like it's a really, really going to be a really powerful fire ceremony for letting go of self-sacrifice patterns. Fire and kirtan are such a beautiful, beautiful balance, and cacao is obviously really heart-opening and very Easter. So if you're in Brighton, click the link, find out more. Come, it's going to be so powerful and so beautiful. And I also have to tell you all about Sacred Joy if you don't know about it already. Like, I've been guided to take a group to Portugal on just the most wonderful, phenomenal landwork journey. Some of the sacred sites in Portugal are just unbelievable. They are so amazing, you know. I was guided to bring stones from one of them to Japan, and literally the Japanese were just like, oh my god, these stones are so powerful, like they're like electrocution rods, because the energy of that cave is just like and this journey really is about that second part of the eclipse window. So it's happening in the second part of the eclipse window and beyond, and it's about becoming more alive and really harnessing your life force energy and learning to dream with your sexual energy and commune with your sexual energy and nature. And like every time I touch into this journey, it's just like Lemurian and love and otherworldly and magical. And I've just come back from doing land work, and I think I say this every time, but like, there is, out of all of the spiritual work I've ever done, the only time I get changed at my core, like at like a level that is beyond words, is when you're working ceremonially in tribe and with the land. Like, it's just, you never, if this journey is calling you, you will not regret it. You know, I had every reason not to go to Japan. I had the big three. I had health, I had money, I had time, I had the fourth, which is relationships, and like I had every reason not to go, and I so nearly didn't go because I had so many reasons not to go. And on the other side of it, I'm like, why was any part of me ever thinking I would miss that? Like, it was one of the best experiences of my life, and I have come back so full of love. like a love I have not known before. And this is the kind of healing you get on ceremonial land. And so if it's calling you, just know that you will not regret it. You will be so glad that you pushed through all of your excuses and committed, like, because that's, yeah, and it's gonna, just like Fuji and the Lamb right there was about love, this is about joy. It's about embodying joy, which, you know, is being, receiving on the body level, in manifesting in your reality. And yeah, the land, it's amazing. And so that's coming. And so do click the link and find out more. The tribe that have signed up so far are amazing. And yeah, it's going to be very, very, very special. So that's a calling. Like, you will know if you're like, yes, I'm going to be there. You can click the link and find out more. And then the other thing I'm going to tell you about is the Starlight Sanctuary, which will get you a discount for the Eclipse Window course. But also, you know, I've just done all of this channeling and teaching in Japan, then all of this light work, then more channeling and teaching. Both Solara and my guides, like, totally upgraded. There is so much that I have to share from Japan, and like amazing tools and amazing techniques. And I normally come back from these things and I'm like, all of these little cool things, like that opening meditation we did, they're just amazing and useful and wonderful, and normally I have nowhere to put them and I don't know what to do. And now that the Starlight Sanctuary exists, it's just like, that's what I'm going to do this month. All my offerings are going to be all of the amazing wisdoms and insights from Japan. And so it's a really good month to be in the sanctuary. And also the sanctuary is very much Pluto in Aquarius. It's all about us helping each other, co-promoting each other, hive minding, working together. It's really collaborative. It's really affordable. And so it's a really great, supportive space for anybody that is being rocked about by this crazy time. And it's lovely. The people there are lovely. And so those are my offerings for this month. And yeah, you will find out about the course. It's probably going to go up tomorrow. It's just that literally I got back from Japan and I haven't had a chance to get it up on the website yet or anything like that, but it will be coming. And so those are the offerings. Do hope that you are called to join. You can click the links on any of them, and they will, if you click the link, it will open up into the page. And so, because I'm pretty jet lagged, I know I normally channel at the end of Magic Month, but in honor of the Taurus way of being, I am not going to channel. But let's just close our eyes and tune in to how we feel. Tune in to if you feel warmer and more positive, and if the next step of your ascension process, which is a step into embodiment, is feeling good for you. And just take this moment to breathe. Breathe love. To breathe love into your body. Imagining love filling up your feet and your legs, and your belly and your lower back. Feeling it go up your spine and fill up your chest and your heart. Filling your arms, your hands, your face, your head, your brain. Just swirling around you. And love has weight. It has gravitas. Our worries, our thoughts, they're light. They're light in the sense of like, they don't last. They're fleeting, they're impulsive. They're not embodied. But love, that is gravitas, that is weight. You can fill your body up with love and sink a little bit deeper into who you are, into what you want now. And you do what you do through your body, you do it with definition, with vibrational definition and clarity. And this is so key to manifestation. And as you breathe in love, and you breathe out gratitude. Send your love and your gratitude to Mother Earth, to all of the minerals, all of the plants, all of the animals. To all of humankind, all of fire, all of earth, all of air, all of water, all of love, all of light, all of matter, all of mystery, to all of your guides, to the universe. All of source and all of self. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And when you are ready, opening your eyes. Thank you so much for coming to Magic Month. Please, if it is helpful to you, share it, share the replay, let other people know so it can help them too. And yeah, I hope that you all have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful embodiment process in April. Mwah. Sending you loads of love.